welcome back to the channel. Today we're at the Water Tower Mountain Bike Network Trails. We're going to be doing kind of a shakedown, first impressions, dial in ride on the new Marin Alpine Trail 7. Get it ready for the trip to Quebec next week. It'll be nice to kind of get a little bit used to the bike before doing those big mountain trails, dial in anything I need to, and yeah, so let's hit the trails and check it out. Dropping into sweet and low downhill trail here. Getting used to this long bike. It's super stable. Feels good. Just curious what these V tires would feel like. So far, so good. Got a bit of a rattle somewhere. It's great to have these local trails now around me to get stuff dialed in. Dropping it into one step forward, blue trail here. Probably my favorite trail here so far. I know they've just built another one that's not open yet that looks really cool too. This bike just nice and poppy for me anyways. I like that, being able to load the rear suspension. So hot out here today. I mean, this bike is fun out here, but I mean, so is the hardtail. I just like being able to pop the rear suspension a bit. So far, first impressions of this Marin Alpine Trail 7 are awesome. This bike is super slack, like I mentioned earlier riding it, and it just likes to go downhill fast. The V tires on it, I wasn't sure, these V Flow Snap tires, never run them before, but they seem to handle this dirt awesome. It looked like it rained a little bit last night and they're just gripping perfect. Brakes on this, one thing I want to mention to you guys, on the website, this bike mentions that it comes with TRP Evo slate brakes or something, and it actually came with Shimano MT420 brakes, which to me is a nice added bonus. So I'm not sure why the website says TRP, but that's a nice added bonus. This bike's pretty much stock except the grips and the pedals, of course, because it doesn't come with pedals, and everything handles great. It's nice to be on a full suspension again. I could seem to really pop that jump back there. Haven't been able to hit that jump on the hardtail, but on this bike I just was able to fly right over it, I think because of being able to preload the suspension. It worked great. A nice Shimano Dior 12-speed drivetrain FSA Comet cranks, which are fine. I like how this bike has just a few accents of orange, including the orange pedals. I threw on it, but I like the green. I did wrap it the other day, put that protective film on it. It's not 100% perfect, but it will protect it from any rocks or scrapes, especially in Quebec where it's super rocky. So just watching the video back, and there was a couple things about the bike I wanted to mention that I forgot to mention in the video because it was so freaking hot out. And hot. Yesterday, and now it's raining out, so I wasn't able to get back out there today to kind of do a couple more things I wanted to mention on the video. So I was talking about the brakes on it, the Shimano MT420s on it, like I mentioned earlier in the video. Just also wanted to mention that they do come with metallic brake pads, which are a nice bonus. So yeah, super nice brakes on this bike. 203 millimeter rotor on the front and 180 back there on the back. So really nice stopping power with this bike. And the stock suspension on it, we got a RockShox Yari, 160 millimeters in the front and a Deluxe Select Plus in the back. Honestly, for the budget, this bike, all mountain enduro bike, 160 millimeters of travel in the front, 150 in the back. I don't think you can ask for a better value all mountain enduro bike. I know I'm biased, but really I can't think of a single thing on this bike that you'd have to replace. Got a nice Transx 170 millimeter dropper on here. It's nice to be back on 29s as well. So yeah, I just wanted to add those couple little things to the video. Just kind of missed it yesterday while out on the trail. And one other thing I wanted to mention was this. This is nice here. It's got a nice frame protector on the frame. That was one thing that I really didn't like about the Spartan. It didn't have this and left that spot really vulnerable on the aluminum frame bikes. So that's a nice added feature that this Alpine Trail has. This is a size XL, of course, being 6'2", fits me perfectly. Reaches a little bit longer on paper than I had with the Spartan, but feels great to me. I was kind of hesitant whether I should get large or extra large. Just because of the numbers on paper, the large actually seemed like a good size, but I'm glad I got the XL. So now we get to see how well this bike climbs up this hill. It's got a couple switchback on the climb up where you really got to turn tight. It'll be interesting to see how this long bike does on that. All right, here we go. And this one. All right. All right, did all right. Yeah, so that was like a nice first shakedown ride on the Marin Alpine Trail 7. Super hot out here, so sorry if I was panting in some of the video. I was surprised at how well this bike climbed. It is super long. This is probably the longest bike I've ever ridden, even longer than the Spartan. So it takes a little bit to get used to how wide it is or how long it is, but it handles great. Goes downhill fine, climbs fine. I really like having full suspension, or full squish as we call it. I just like being able to pop the rear end to get a little bit of pop with the bike. And overall, I'm pretty stoked with it. Didn't really need to do much to dial it in. It just felt good. So looking forward to taking this to Quebec next week. Hopefully the weather is decent. It looks kind of iffy right now, but we're gonna keep our fingers crossed that it's gonna be great. So hope you liked the video. Like and subscribe and all that. And until next time, keep your feet on the pedals.